Robert James Fischer is considered one of the best chess players of all time, along with Garry Kasparov and Magnus Carlsen. And what I'm about to show you is so-called game of the century, because this is one of the best games of Bobby Fischer's chess career. He was playing against Donald Byrne with black pieces, and we have the ready opening on the board. White played c4, establishing control over the center and preparing knight c3. And Bobby was known for, placing bishops on non-diagonals, especially in his young age. And here he plays g6, some fianchetto lines, maybe going to transpose to some King's Indian. White play, of course, knight c3, basically control the center is very important. Bishop g7, can get in the bishop, d4, castle, bishop f4. So here already we could transpose to King's Indian defense if white would have played e4. And again, Bobby was also playing King's Indian. I'm actually more, I really liked watching his games in Sicilian defense specifically. I had this chess book with past games of Bobby Fischer. I enjoyed reading this when I was maybe 11 or 12 years old. This was probably one of the first chess books I read in the chess. But here, instead of going for e4, the King's Indian, d5. And King's Indian was, by the way, associated with Bobby for years, because he played against it, and his attacking kind of play style was actually suitable for this. But here, Grunfeld defense, and once again, very, very sharp opening. Queen b3 is played, pressuring d5 pawn, and also pressuring b7 pawn in some lines. D takes c4, queen c4, and now plays c6. Now c6 kind of restricts white from playing some d5, and generally c6 is a very solid move. Will at some point play bishop g4. You also protect c6, so after queen c4, basically this pawn is under attack. Of course, there are some knight c6, but knight c6 doesn't look good in this, positions, because always d5 gotta be calculated, and it's very unpleasant. So c6 was played, e4, and now knight bd7 developing the knight, and now rook d1. Rook d1 is a very, very strong move, and basically Donald is like, man, I'm gonna push this d4 pawn somewhere. Knight b6, now queen goes to c5. I don't like this queen c5 move. I would rather go queen b3 right away, and yeah, there is bishop b6, but alright, you can go even queen c2 afterwards. But queen c5 doesn't make sense in a way that, why queen c5? It just allows black some more attacks at some point. Like, who plays this queen c5? Alright, Bobby plays bishop g4. Now bishop g5 was a blunder, because the move which Bobby will make next, will blow your mind. And this is the move you see on your thumbnail, so I gave you a hint. For those of you who just clicked on it, you probably will recognize the position from the thumbnail. At least I think you can do it. So here Fischer strikes by playing knight a4. So the idea is very simple. Robert James Fischer is trying to distract this knight from protecting e4 pawn. And let's say if knight a4 accepting this knight sacrifice, of course knight a4 is gonna follow. And now if queen goes somewhere to b4, there is simple knight g5, bishop d1, king d1, and some move like b5 by computer suggestion, and black are completely winning. Even though, it seems like white got two pieces for in exchange. But no, that wasn't good enough. So queen a3 was played instead. And now knight c3 is played, b takes c3, knight e4, and as you can see, this pawn on e7 is kinda under attack. And if now white decide to take it, there will be very, very strong queen d5, and if bishop f8, there is bishop f8, queen b3, takes, and then knight c3, or even rook e8, and black have no problems even though they're down in exchange. But you know, the compensation is absolutely insane. Bishop c4 was played instead, knight c3, brilliant. So what was played was actually, yeah, they captured, and instead of going for queen d5, Bobby went for queen b6, and now bishop c4 was played, knight c3, bishop c5. So, and already you can get familiar with the position, because you probably saw, or maybe you solved the puzzles, because I actually solved the puzzles from this game. And you know, then I realized, oh, it was from Fischer's game. I didn't even know, because I read his freaking chess books, and it was insane that I didn't recognize it. Though I think it definitely was in the game, because it's definitely one of the best games. But alright, I was very young, so maybe I don't remember though. Yeah, I probably don't even remember what I read. But alright, knight bishop c5, rook e8 check, king f1, and now probably the move which made it the game of the century. Queen on b6 is under attack. King already gone to f1. And you know, you always gotta look for tactics, different captures, attacks. And in the following case, it was absolutely insane move. Bam. Bishop e6, sacrificing the queen on b6. The idea is that after bishop e6, there are some other checkmate patterns. Because queen b5, king g1, knight e2, king f1, this, king g1, queen f1, rook f1, knight e2, checkmate. Queen f1 is, by the way, another brilliant, and Bobby could have checkmated like this, and this would have been a lot cooler, but that's fine. That's why we gotta see what happened after bishop b6. Bishop c4 check first, king g1, knight e2, king f1, knight d4. Not going for knight g3 because that's just a useless check. Knight d4, knight e2, knight c3, and then play a takes b6. Now Bobby attacks the queen on a3, he attacks rook on d1, and he will take it, and he is up a lot of material. This queen is, this king is not moving anywhere, and of course, white position is completely lost. So Donald plays queen b4, rook a4, protecting c4 bishop, queen b6, knight d1, h3, rook a2, king h2, knight f2, rook e1, of course trying to trade as many pieces as possible, knight e1, but of course this is not good enough, queen b8, b5, and now pawn starts pushing, bishop c5 check, now all pieces are attacking, knight g3, king e1, bishop b4, king e2, and a very beautiful checkmate is coming, bishop b3, king c1, knight e2, king b1, knight c3, king c1, rook c2. This game can inspire you for different queen sacrifices, because sometimes it's actually, you know, might be quite beneficial for you to sacrifice a queen, because you know, when you get all these attacking ideas in your head, it's cool. Because I recently played in few bullet arenas. For those of you who've been watching me for a while, you know that I'm playing in these bullet brawls tournaments on Saturdays. And I've been sacrificing my queen more and more, and I'm getting more and more wins, because people are getting confused, they're getting nervous, you know, you drop a queen, you have this pressure on. But in this game, Bobby didn't really have any pressure on him or on his opponent, he just destroyed him. He left him no chance. And this game is the game of the century, of the 20th century. Yeah, probably one of the best games that I've seen in my life. Yeah, there are more games like, you know, Kasparov, Topalov. But yeah, this game is very beautiful as well. So guys, stay tuned. Let me know in the comments your thoughts or games you want me to analyze. I'll see you in the next videos. Bye bye.